back to the Buddy Martin Show. I'm Tyler Corley, and I'm here once again with Toombs County High School head coach and athletic director Buddy Martin. So, Coach Martin, huge win last week over the Vidalia Indians. Means a lot to the community when we're able to beat them during football season, of course, and big turnout, very good atmosphere at the game. What are you guys seeing in film study this week that we're continuing to work on moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a great game, great atmosphere. Our guys played really well, played hard. There's a lot of emotion in that game. I think some things we're working on is when you're coaching young men, you got to control emotions and go out there and execute and play the football game. So you look at a game like that, and then moving to a game like this Friday, which is a big game, big opportunity. But you got to control your emotions in a football game. You don't want kind of some silly penalties because you weren't able to do that. So want to work on some of that, cut some of those out. As we're always looking to do. But I just thought our defense played fast. I thought they were extremely physical. Thought we executed well offensively. Got the ball in the hands of our playmakers, and just kind of they made plays. And offensive line did well. There's a lot of really good things on tape. Special teams were improved from the week prior. The Country Day. So a lot of good things that we saw. You want to continue. You want to make sure that coming off that when you play big rivalry games like that, and your kids get up to play it, and they, that's one of the reasons why we don't try to talk it up. We just try. It's important because it's the next game, but naturally, it happens. And so the thing you fight against is, all right, that next week now they're tired, now they're flat, now they don't have as much energy because it was such a high weekend for them.
Well, and historically, that's been a huge issue for us going all the way back, to the Lions High School days, is that we would go play that game, come into the next week extremely flat, and we really can't afford to do that this week.
No, you can't afford to do that. We're going to have to be at our very best this week. But so just trying to manage that, which is always a challenge as a coach. You experience it, all of our coaches experience it. You're coaching teenage boys and girls, and sometimes it's hard to get inside their mind and figure out what's gonna make it click, what's gonna make it work, But we just we continue to work. We've had a good start to the week. Had 2 good work days, Monday and Tuesday, and I think there's some when you start looking at the matchup with Savannah Christian. I mean, they're a really, really talented football team. There's some. I think there's some favorable matchups for us in that game. There's some favorable matchups for them in that game. But I think there's an opportunity there for us to have some success. We know they're going to have some success in some of the stuff they do. They've got a very, very talented defensive line. They've got a very talented offensive line. They've got a very talented running back. And then they've got guys around those guys in those other positions that are really good foot. May not be the caliber of college prospect those other guys are, but really good high school football players. They play really hard. They don't make a lot of mistakes. They're very well coached. So it's one of those games where you got to go over there and you got to be at your best. First of all, you can't come out flat. And you got to be at your best, and you got to execute. You got to take care of the football. You got to execute offensively, defensively, in the special team game. You don't want to get behind the chains, on offense. You don't want a second long or a third long. Being able to line up, and we've not punted a lot this year. So one of the conversations we had, hey guys, look, we don't need to hang our head offensively and come off the field if we start with the ball in the -20 and we drive it 30 yards and then we're able to punt it and flip the field position, we're going to take that as a win. Now we got to go there and play defense and hold them down there and try to keep the field down there. But you're playing good football teams. You got to scrap and fight. I think to me that's why we play the game against Rome early in the season, is to get on the road and play a big game. It's not at home. It's not in our environment. the deck stacked up against you, and you got to go out and get after it and play the game. So we're excited about the opportunity to play in a big game, a game of this magnitude, this caliber. But at the end of the day, you got to go out there and execute.
Yeah. Looking, forward to this Friday again, Savannah Christian. We traditionally played them several times. They're always very, very talented. But this year is a little bit different because whoever wins this game will be in control of the region.
Yeah.
But we don't play them. We won't have to worry about them again in the playoffs because the GHSA divided it so that there's public school playoffs and private school playoffs for the lower 3 divisions now. So, looking forward to the playoffs. This game won't mean a whole lot. We won't see them again. But looking forward to this Friday, region championship, all of that. Having to deal with the fact that we played Vidalia last week. And you've already spoken about this a little bit, but I know from your perspective, this game is very much bigger than last Friday because you're going in, chance to win a region championship and that kind of stuff. What would it mean to you and your program to be able to be in control of the region and have a chance after this Friday to win an outright region championship?
Yeah, that's the best you can do in the 10 games of your regular season schedule,
mm-hmm.
right? The best finish that you can have. Now, not looking into the playoffs, right, and running for a state championship, but that's the ultimate for your regular season is to be the region champions. So, I think that's one of the things that we talk about goals with our football team. We talk about what are we going after. Yes, we want to beat Vidalia,
mm-hmm.
but there's bigger games than Vidalia. Beating Vidalia helps us stay on track to winning that region championship. But the game this Friday is for sole possession of first place in the region. And you kind of look at it like you mentioned. It's interesting how it could shake out. Savannah Christian wins, they're region champs, right? If we win Friday, then we would be in sole possession of first place, but then we'd have to go to Swainsboro and beat them next Friday in that makeup game from the Hurricane. And if Swainsboro were to win that, now you got a 3-way tie scenario, and it's, all 3 teams with 1 loss. So, yeah, I think, everything's still in front of us. We can still accomplish our goal of being a region champion. It's going to take our best effort Friday and playoff implications. We won't see Savannah Christian again, but depending upon if we're a 1 seed or a 2 seed or however that falls out is a big deal when it comes to playoff time. And now they're seeding those teams 1 through 32. In the past it was your region top 4 met up with another region.
Teachers, pardon the interruption. At this
Top
time,
4.
I need seniors with last names P through T.
With the power ranking now
Seniors
and
with last
it going 1
names
through
P
32.
through T.
Just changes a lot of that people have been normally used to when it comes to playoffs.
That's right. And, power rankings change everything. That means every individual game that we play, it goes into that. And then earlier in the season, when we were talking about Rome and the way our schedule turned out this year, that can help us because they're higher classification and that kind of stuff. And so that's the reason why each individual game matters a lot now is because of that. And so we'll hopefully this Friday, things go our way, but I know it's going to be a tough game. And then that's why it's all the more important that all of the Toombs County people that were at the game last Friday show up this Friday in Puller, and they're loud and ready to go in the bleachers for that game.
Yeah, we're pumped that we're 7-0. The win against Vidalia was a great game 7. It was normally game 8, but that was our 7th game this year. It was a great game 7 win. We were pumped. We had a great atmosphere, and it's good to. It's a great win for us to have, but we're on to the next one. It's game 8 now of what's looking like it's only going to be a 9-game season for us. It's game 8 now, and we need Toombs County in Puller, Georgia, and we need to pack that place out. And our guys need your support, and we appreciate your support. Let's show up and let's get after it with the region championship on the line.
Looking at the athletic department as a whole, I'm sure you'll be making your way to Columbus sometime this week to see our softball team. They're there today. They will be playing at 11 o'clock, I think.
11 o'clock today against Ace Charter.
And then we'll go through the rest of the bracket depending on the results from that. But can you talk about the athletic department as a whole as we continue with fall sports and then head into winter sports?
Yeah, I mean, softball in Columbus. We saw them off yesterday, and they're getting ready. I'm sure they're up now this morning, probably eating some breakfast, getting ready to head over to the fields. They play Ace Charter today at 11 in the first round of that Elite Eight state championship tournament, and things pretty much set up where you just kind of play one game a day. So they'll play that game at 11, and then hopefully we can win that and stay in that winner's bracket on top of the bracket, and look at who we play tomorrow. But hopefully I would love nothing more than to let's go down to Pooler Friday night and win that game, get up Saturday morning and bust it over to Columbus to watch our softball team at state championship. That'd be awesome. But very proud of those girls and those coaches. I mean, just to very difficult to do that. It's hard. It's hard to. You learn that when you get into coaching, and just to celebrate the seasons that you have like this, to celebrate the wins, the successes, and we're proud of that group and just proud of the opportunity they have. And I think I don't know a lot about the matchups, but I think we have a good opportunity to make a run at it this weekend. So cheering on our girls, and then we're also on Saturday we're hosting the GHSA sectional cross country meet in both single A Division I and 5A. So we'll have something like 900 runners on our campus on Saturday, and schools from all over the state coming here for that sectional meet. So we're excited to be able to host that, be able to show off the Toombs Vidalia communities and bring those people in here from out of town and run our course. And I know Jeremy Moore, Coach Moore, has been working really hard on that, lining everything up, getting everything organized. Him and Coach Will, the cross-country coach from Jeff Davis, they've kind of teamed up on that. But we're excited to host that here. I think that's a big deal, having the opportunity to do that. Our esports team upset, beat Carrollton yesterday. There are a lot of good things happening there. I think like you and I were talking right before the show, that was a matchup of state contenders last year. Different classifications, but that's a big win for you guys. And basketball team, I've been able to watch them practice a little bit after our football practices some this week. They're getting after it and moving things in the right direction. And our wrestling teams out there, they're getting ready. They're starting to roll around and get things rolling. So our band had they went to Waycross last weekend for a competition and got excellent and superior ratings in some of those different categories. So they had a good showing, and Mr. Bullard was looking forward to getting that feedback so they could look at how they could improve for their competition in Jessup this Saturday. So a lot going on, a lot of moving pieces, but a lot of great things still happening, and we're excited about how to see how our fall sports wrap up as softball gets in the playoffs, as cross country gets into their playoffs, their sectional and state championship meet. And our football team, closes out the regular season and heads into the playoffs. And then excited to see how our winter sports, kick it off.
Well, get to Pooler this Friday for a big matchup with Savannah Christian. Winner will control the region going into our last week of regular season play. This Saturday, hopefully we'll have the softball team in the state championship. Love to see that. Until next time, this has been the Buddy Martin Show. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And thank you. Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.